We are learning more about the case of a woman in a vegetative state who was sexually assaulted, became pregnant, and gave birth at the Hacienda Healthcare facility. Phoenix police are speaking publicly about the investigation for the first time.
The woman in a comatose state for nearly a decade. The department saying identifying the man who sexually assaulted that patient is a top priority. But with so many potential suspects, how do they figure out who that suspect is?
Fox 10's Jennifer Martinez with more on how detectives will use DNA testing to try to figure out the suspect.
Well, John and Carrie, they're not actually disclosing who they're going to be collecting from, whether it be employees, visitors, both, or if there's even more people that they will be collecting DNA samples from. But many people are wondering, what happens when my DNA is collected? Will it be going into a database? Phoenix Police Department moving forward with search warrants for Hacienda Healthcare 12 days after a woman in a vegetative state gave birth to a baby boy. The search warrants include obtaining records and for DNA that will lead investigators to the person responsible for raping the 29-year-old woman.
Buccal swabs are used to obtain DNA, which is going to be one of the key evidentiary factors we'll use in investigating this and bringing it to a closure.
Sergeant Tommy Thompson says he doesn't know if anyone has declined being swabbed, but
the process is we ask people voluntarily, and sometimes people have the right to refuse, but then we come back with a court order.
DNA is almost 99.9% accurate now in the criminal justice system.
I sat down with attorney Benjamin Taylor about these DNA swabs, as many concerned their DNA would go into the database even if they're innocent.
Under Arizona law, the police officers can go and do an investigation for a suspect's DNA. However, under Arizona law, you have to be either charged, arrested, or convicted for a crime in order for that DNA to go into the DNA database.
But if there's a match in these swabs taken, the suspect will be arrested and charged.
Eventually have a trial to see whether or not they'll get convicted, and their DNA will then go into the DNA database once they've been arrested or charged with a crime.
And the Phoenix Police Department, they say that this will not be a short-term investigation. They are expecting this to be a long-term investigation. So for anyone who wants to know who did this, I know many people are very curious. They say that it will be a very long process. Live in downtown, Jennifer Martinez, Fox 10 News.